Hi there guys, it's me again, Ryan JC, Ryan James Cropper, and welcome to another installment within the energy manipulation series. In this video, I'll be teaching you as to how to break up your energy within your body. You see, I like to approach the body from a very hands-on, practical way. And the reason as to why I do this is because the body, first and foremost, is an electrical system. It carries bioelectricity, it carries you, and you are light. Now, you being light in the body, you tend to change every now and then into different forms of energy. And the body is a perfect representation of your energy manifest, or in other words, how you think inside your body is how your body will react. Okay? Imagine it like one frequency of light, be that your soul, inside this flesh puppet. And when this soul decides to think a mental thought, the brain region of the flesh puppet starts to fire off in a certain way. When the soul decides to generate some kind of emotion, which usually comes after thinking, then the body will start to react in other ways. Maybe you'll get anxious or your heart will beat really fast. Hormones will start to be secreted out of your system. Okay. And so what you're getting here is you're getting this perfect body that's able to pick up and respond to different frequencies of light in the form of bioelectricity that resonates at specific frequencies, which then unlocks and activates certain aspects of your biology, all of which comes from your soul, okay, which is here. Some say it's in the Dantian, the intuition region. Some people say the seat of the soul is in the pineal gland. It depends. It depends on how open you are to these many portals of the soul. And so the reason as to why I'm bringing out all of these energy manipulation videos is because I want you to be able to unblock these pathways to your soul, thus increasing your amount of energy that you're able to experience within your body. And then by doing so, you become more of an electrical, vibrant being, and your body will start to become quite affected by your presence also. So in this video, I've got 3 exercises. It was just going to be 2, but I kind of just realized that I do have more pertaining to breaking up the energy in your system. And this video actually starts off with a very simple concept, and that is the concept of rhythm in regard to bioelectrical movements. You see, when you do stuff like this, if you're really able to do it in a good way, just start that again, maybe my eyebrows. There we go. And by building a rhythm, you're able to consciously loop a series of bioelectrical behaviors within your nervous system, your muscle tissue, everywhere inside your body, right? What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using your abdomen wall by moving your abs in a very specific way, which will then create a looping effect within the electrical impulses within this part of your torso. That will then carry out throughout your entire system, unblocking any stagnant energies. Okay? And that's when I have to lay down on my bed to show you how to do that. The second meditation will have you guys doing a similar thing, only you'll be moving your shoulders in a very particular pattern. And I actually did a quick sketch to show you how you'll be doing that and where you need to actually focus the range of motion in regard to how you're swinging your body, focusing it to the left, focusing it to the outer right in front of you, focusing it out to the outer left in front of you, making a figure of 8. And you do this to break up specific energy, I call them balls, within your body. You have literal spheres within your body that you can move through, and that will cause a charge within your system. I learned that meditation whilst on cannabis. I don't smoke cannabis every single day. You probably get me doing it 4 or 6 times a year, depending on what I'm doing. I often use it within spiritual practices, okay? A lot of people are seeing these videos and assuming that I'm smoking it all the time. I'm really not. I love fresh air in these lungs. So if I put anything in there that's not supposed to be in my lungs, believe me, I'll be doing a lot of breath work to clear my system. And the third meditation will have you guys doing a kind of a mixture of what we did in our last video with the eye movements, along with breathing in a very particular way, which will have you experience, I call it the rod of happiness, a very nice blissful feeling, along with more breaking up of the stagnant energy in your system. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna tell you guys how to do the second meditation first, because it doesn't require me to move my gear around. It's a little easier to learn too. So with this one, as you can see here, we have spheres of energy. 2 at the ankles, 2 at the knees, 2 within the hip joint that are very close together, 2 within your wrists, 2 within your elbows, 2 just underneath either sides of the rib cage, and then 2 literally above your armpits. They're quite big, and then 2 more in your throat that are very close together. They might as well be bonded together. And then in this photo, as you can see, I've put 1 here in the stomach and 1 here in the head. You don't need to worry about those 2. I only put them there because you will experience them to an extent, but don't worry about them. And as you can also see, I've put figures of 8, which detail the range of motion that you need to be able to accomplish in order to start up this engine of sorts. Okay, and you can do this sitting down, so try this out with me. First I'm going to tell you how to do it, then I want you to try it out. So the whole point of this is to be very loose. Now let's imagine there's 2 spheres, one here right above the armpit and the other one right here above the armpit, maybe about the size of your fist. And all I want you to do is I want you to dip your shoulder down, around, out, squeeze it back into the torso, having your inner arm kind of push your ribs, pushing your torso out to the left. And then you rotate the left shoulder. Again, the inner arm pushes the ribs and kind of pushes your torso out to the right. And you end up doing this motion. Okay, now listen to how I sound when I'm doing this, because I'm not breathing when I'm doing this. But it feels like I'm breathing, because what's happening is as I'm doing this, it's pushing my ribs, which are compressing my lungs, causing me to involuntarily breathe. It's kind of like being put inside one of those breathing machines, which collapses your lungs, and then expand your ribcage, allowing you to breathe without you actually doing any of the work. I think they call it the iron lung machine. You can check that out on Google after this video. It's pretty cool to look at. So you do that, right? And you'll notice that when you're doing this, you have to kind of lift your torso up a little bit if you want to get up here, because otherwise you'll intuitively go down and start massaging out the 2 spheres that are underneath the rib cage right here. Okay, and so let's try that out for a sec. I just want you guys to start off with the rib cage, actually, because that's probably going to be easiest for you. And then I want you to slowly lift up your sternum, which will then cause you to move your range of motion upward, and you'll feel it. Take your time with this, because you have to be able to sense exactly where these points of interest are, where these balls are that you're going to be moving around. Ultimately, it should feel like you're moving within a figure of 8. It might take a little while for you to get that rhythm. Let's just try it out. Start off slowly first. Well, that's like a workout right there. It If you manage to do that, congratulations. Let's try it one more time, and this time I want you to lean back a little bit with an upper sternum. Okay, find out where it is. At the moment, I'm feeling myself go off to the right a little bit too much. So I need to go more to the left. You kind of move from your abdomen, you know. You move from your waist. Use every piece of muscle in your body. Now we lift up a little bit. The motion completely changes. And that's that one. It's best to do this laying down, in my opinion, because it's easier to kind of rotate, because all you're doing is you're lifting up off of your mattress, which allows you to use gravity in order for you to make these motions. If you can do it sitting up, it's all the better. When you're laying down, try to really lift up the front of your chest, so that when you're doing it, you find yourself going into your throat and doing stuff like that. You know, the figure of eights. Again, it's hard to do it setting up. It's much easier laying down. But again, I'm reserving that for the next meditation. Try this out. If you want to start doing other things, such as the pelvis and the knees, then try it out. It's literally the same way. All you got to do is, whilst you're laying down, move your knees in a figure of 8, and you'll feel the energy building. It's very nice, it's very loose, and it'll make you very flexible also, because you're shaking out all of that tension that's in your system. And look at that, you can kind of see me. You can kind of see me. So this next one is quite powerful because of what it does for you. And essentially what it will do for you is it will move the energy in your system, like I said before, by creating a rhythm with your abdomen wall. Your ability to move this rhythm will increase your ability to unlock emotional energies within your body that are stagnant, okay? And so for this one, you might end up experiencing some sexual energy being released, and that's fine. It's probably best to go down first and then up, to carry all of the energy and to let it kind of bleed through your entire system. We're not trying to take all the energy in one area, huddle it together and bring it up. What we're doing is we're unlocking everything. We're massaging everything out. And that will cause the energy to spread throughout our system. And in turn, we're going to be merging energies with the energies that had previously been unlocked. But really, I should have just said, you're unlocking everything and making a mess. A nice mess, a nice rainbow of emotions within your entire system, which is what you want, because that's obviously going to increase the amount of electrical stimuli within your system. You might feel your body sweating or pumping out hormones. You know, different glandular systems are turning on and off because you're doing it so well. Okay, so it's a very simple, basic method. And the reason as to why you do it laying down is because it's so much easier. Again, you're using gravity, so it makes you do less of the effort, essentially. You breathe in through your nose. I'm going to tell you how to do it first. You breathe in through your nose, into the stomach. So as you saw there, the stomach came out, then the middle of my torso came out, then my chest came out, then the chest relaxed, the middle relaxed, then the belly relaxed. Okay, I'll do that again. And as you saw there, I connected the breaths. So I'm going to do that a little bit more gentle. So you want to get good at that just so that you can connect the breaths and create that rhythm. What you just saw there was quite a big flow state that I put my muscles in. I wasn't just focusing on my abdomen there. do that first so that you get used to at least building the flow state. Okay. Then you break up this meditation to do this next part where we're making the flow state more minuscule. We're just keeping this part of the body in range when it comes to the motion. Okay, so you bring out your stomach. And stomach. As you can see here, I can do it without breathing as well. There's my food. And so the way that I'm doing that is basically the belly roll. And you don't have to do it this aggressive, but for this kind of second section of this meditation practice, just to build you into the final stage, do it aggressively, because then it'll get you used to knowing what that feels like. There is a way to deliberately do this in a way so that it makes more sense to you. For example, if I basically push my belly out and I push my sternum down towards the ground, my body automatically wants to do that. Push it out. You see, it automatically wants to roll. And so you could do it that way if you want, just to develop the system. A lot of people think that the belly roll was just using this part of the body. It's really not. You're using this entire part, including the back. Now, ultimately, you want to be able to do this very gently, because the subtler the better, because the subtle movements activate different parts of your musculatory system. And it's these parts of the system that are going to be carrying the electrical frequency, which will then loop it within your body. And that's when you'll start to unlock these emotional sides of your anatomy, the emotions that are stuck within this part of the body. And so to do that, you start off with decent sized movements, and then you gradually slow down. You just get a little bit more gentle. Oh, I triggered it already. And so I don't know if you can see that with my t-shirt like this. I'm gonna lift my t-shirt up so you can see a little bit more as to what's happening here. Okay. And then it starts to lock up. Now, when it locks up, it's because the energy has started to build within that section of your abdominal wall, which is perfect. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to continue doing that just yet. What I'm going to show you is how to move it further down and then back up, okay? And then I'll show you what happens at the final stage of this meditation and why this meditation is so important for unblocking energy, because it actually does something to you physically, which seems like you're being possessed or being taken over by the current, But that's all well and good. We'll talk about it in a sec. So now I'm going to tell you how to move the energy up and down for a sec. So what you do is, it's very obvious, it's very simple, is you're going to do this. Here, how would you do it? Well, you put your finger here for starters, and you push you push your hips down. You kind of rotate the pelvis, pelvis joint. And so you push down, and then you relax. And so ultimately, it's easier to start off just by doing the belly roll, and then moving your awareness down. Okay. And then you get smaller and smaller, more subtler, and then it'll start to build. Now, the faster you do it, the better, because you're building a current. And so now we're going to go up. Oh, that was quick. I all messed up once. Going up is a little difficult, and the way that you do that is you take this part of your sternum, you raise it towards the sky, and then you push it down. Okay? You want to try and keep it isolated. And ultimately, after that, you move yourself even further up to the point where it feels like your shoulders want to lean forward, then your head starts doing this. Now your spine will start to arch at that point. Your neck, once you reach the crux of this entire meditation, will want to fold at the base of your spine, and then it will just release. Okay, it's kind of like an orgasm, because an orgasm is basically the movement of energy. Only it's without the sexual part of it. If you massage the energy out here and then you move your way up to your head, you can even have it where it feels like your head wants to start moving in certain ways, or maybe your eyes will start to roll in a specific pattern, kind of like our last video. Obviously, if you go down then up, you will have an energetical orgasm. Okay? So yeah, what I just did there, where the spine bent like that, it was basically the final stage. It's just the rest of my body didn't do that, because I had actually paused the meditation. And then I leveled myself out by doing normal breathing, so that the energy that I built here wasn't going to go anywhere. And then I started here from scratch and moved my way up, which then caused only this part of my body to go up. If you go down and then up like this, your whole body will want to move like it's contorting. And then, when it contorts, this happens. See? So it's like your body wants to breathe, to go... like we're doing crunches, and then it'll go... then you'll relax. That isn't you doing that. Your body will naturally do that. All you're in charge of is the motion and speeding that up. You'll notice that your lungs will breathe by themselves, and then everything will start to contort. It's like a... what would you call those musical instruments that go like this? You know, where you're squeezing the air out in order to get sound. Your body will do that essentially. Okay, so that's that meditation. Let's get on to the third. And it's best to do this one with your lower back towards the wall. So you're leaning forward a little bit, and you're going to be doing this motion, essentially. Alright, you're going to be doing that motion. Oh, wow, I got lightheaded real fast. And you can break this up into two parts using a previous meditation that we've done already, where you're using your eyes. But before we get there, let me just break down this motion to you. When you lean forward, you'll notice that your front of your body wants to relax and your lower back wants to tighten up. And when you place your back against the wall, you'll notice that there's this weird balancing point where parts of your body want to tense up and parts don't, you know? And so if you actually take your lower back off the wall and then you pull your pelvis forward, maybe pull your belt forward a little bit and lean back, you'll notice that your abs want to tense up and that maybe your lower back wants to relax a little bit, depending on how well you do this. Now, I like to actually do this laying down on the bed, because when I do it laying down, you can't see me now, but as soon as you lay down, you'll notice that before you hit the bed, your abs will completely relax, and so will your back. The reason why I'm breaking this down to you is because you need to understand and know how to move your body correctly in order to make this motion work. Because as you relax parts of your body, blood flow circulates throughout that part. And as you tense up parts of your body, that will hold blood within that area. And so what we're doing is when we lean forward and we kind of do this motion, you know, kind of like the worm, just do that if you want. You'll notice that parts of your back want to relax and they want to tense up. Now, as I lean forward, my back is kind of arched and it's tensed up. My stomach is relaxed. But then as I roll my shoulders forward just a little bit, and I kind of like a cat bring my back up to bring my torso in alignment with the wall, my lower back relaxes. And so I go forward, lower back relaxes. I go forward, lower back relaxes. And whenever I arch my back like that, my abs, the top of my abdominal wall tenses up. And so it's this motion that you're going to be doing, okay? Obviously include your neck where you're doing this. Now that you've got that going for you, I want you to try to involve breath work. The breath work that we're going to be using is known as connected breathing, where you connect your inhales with your exhales and your exhales with your inhales. So you breathe in through your stomach, connect, you breathe out. So right before you go up and down, you breathe out before you even reach that peak. And you'll notice that it will connect the breaths. And so you go, you notice on the exhale, it's easier to connect when you arch the back of your spine in a certain way as you lean forward, which is why we're doing this motion. So it's literally like this. Now, that's all you actually need to know in order to be able to figure this out for yourselves. Just how the motion is carried through the breath and how the breath is then supported through the motion so that you're able to connect your inhales with your exhales and your exhales with your inhales. That's the first part of this. Now we're going to make it a little bit more tricky. As you're doing this, you're probably noticing that your head is going up and down, right? And if you can lift your eyes up as high as they go, and as you come down, you bring your eyes down, whilst having your eyes cross-sided like this, you know? So you'll notice that you'll be carrying the energy up and down your spine and the torso of your body whilst you're moving in that rhythm. Now I feel really dizzy. Include your breath work. And you're getting a full circuit, which will really move things around and kind of make it feel like you're shaking a little bit. So that's how you do it. Those 3 meditations will help to break up the energy within your system, which will then further support your ability to channel said energy within the chakra system later on within these videos. I call that meditation a kind of adapted version of the Rod of Happiness, is because the Rod of Happiness meditation, which I'll also teach you guys one day, is a meditation which makes you very happy and it deals with your breathing. And so after doing that meditation that I just did against the wall, you'll also feel quite happy to an extent. The Rod of Happiness though, that makes you crazy happy. In my last 2 videos, I did it before I shot the video. And so I was very smiley and I felt really good. Yeah, it's a good practice to get into, especially if you do it throughout the day. Wow. So yeah, that's going to be about it, guys. Love teaching you all as always. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to see more videos like this, then check out my YouTube channel. I think I got another 2 videos on it. Let me just check the list. Yeah, this is the 3rd video. The others tell you of some other meditations in order to activate your energy system. I'll speak to you pretty soon. Peace.